I will say this was very, very, very much better and more dramatic than matchday 1. It was a bit of a classic Champions League matchday. There were some really, really good games, some amazing storylines, amazing goals, upsets, smashings, everything you want from a match day. Absolutely loved it. So yeah, we're gonna run through all the games. Let me know your thoughts on any of the games we talk about, and yeah, let's begin. So we'll also run through some of the predictions we made as well. But we begin with Stuttgart versus Sparta Prague. So I predicted Stuttgart would win 2-1. It ended 1-1 in this game. Yeah, I think this would be a very disappointing result if you're a Stuttgart fan, drawing 1-1 at home to Sparta Prague. After their performance against Real Madrid, I thought, they're going to have enough to win this game. And if they had won this game, I think they would have taken a lot of confidence that they could potentially qualify into the playoff round of the Champions League. However, dropping points at home to Sparta Prague, I'm not sure. They actually did really, really well in this game, Stuttgart, but then that free kick by Sparta Prague was just absolutely unreal, absolutely superb. But what a result for Sparta Prague. I mean, they smashed Salzburg in their first game and now getting a draw away from home against Stuttgart. Honestly, they're on 4 points now. They're going to have a lot of confidence going into the next ones that they could potentially qualify for the playoff round. So yeah, very well done from Sparta Prague. Disappointing one for Stuttgart, but yeah, I mean, I think Stuttgart probably deserved the victory, but they were just unfortunate there. It was an amazing free kick to undo them. Next up, we have Inter Milan 2, Red Star Belgrade 0. That was my prediction. It ended though 4-0 Inter Milan. Yeah, a pretty routine victory for Inter Milan. Now we'll say it was 1-0 for quite some time, like Red Star stayed in the game, but Red Star will be very disappointed because they've kind of handed this victory to Inter Milan. Half the goals were literally from Red Star just losing the ball at the back into high press, and yeah, and then Inter, when they're in those positions, they're gonna punish you, and they did that superbly. Mehdi Taremi in this game was really, really good. He was one of those who really pressed well, won that ball up high up the pitch, and yeah, Inter were fantastic. Hakan Canloglu also scored a wonderful free kick, another amazing free kick scored in this game. Yeah, from Hakan. So yeah, I think Inter thoroughly deserved. I mean, 4-0 victors. I think everyone expected them to win this game, being at home, and 4 points from their first 2 games, considering they played Man City in that. Inter are looking pretty strong to finish in that top 8 this season, but let's see how they do in the other games. Next up, we have Arsenal PSG, ended 2-0. I predicted it would be a 1-1 draw. So yeah, I was pretty wrong on this one. Arguably, at least in terms of name value, the biggest tie of the of a match day. And I mean, the game was it was alright, but to be honest, I could kind of see after about 20 minutes or so, it was what it was heading like. It was heading for an Arsenal clean sheet victory. I mean, PSG were just so poor. They were so poor. It was like they were playing like a possession draw or something. They just had no attack. They didn't cause Arsenal any problems. I don't know why Enrique didn't play with a striker, didn't play with Golo Moani. They were just passing the ball around, couldn't penetrate Arsenal's defence at all. Arsenal were very solid at the back, and then yeah, the goal as well, Saka's free kick. I mean, another set piece worked on by Arsenal. Well done them, but I mean, the defending for that from a PSG perspective, like Barcola at the front post, Donnarumma, just an absolute shambles. And yeah, Kai Havertz with a really nice header as well. He's been in some amazing form for Arsenal, but this is a big win for Arsenal after a draw against Atalanta. They needed a win here, and they got a win against PSG, arguably their hardest fixture, or one of their hardest fixtures, at least on paper. So again, a victory, a comfortable 2-0 victory. It's fantastic. Miguel Marino also made his debut, which was good for them. But yeah, really solid victory for Arsenal. Not great for PSG though, who were really poor in this game. Next up, we have Shakhtar Atalanta, ended Shakhtar 0, Atalanta 3. I predicted a 2-1 Atalanta victory. It was a lot more convincing than I expected. Atalanta cruised to victory 3-0. Ademola Lookman in particular in this game was absolutely superb. I mean, Lookman, when he's on fire, he's just amazing, isn't he? He is unstoppable. We saw last season in the Europa League final what he did, and yeah, Lookman, I'm quite surprised he didn't get a big move, but it's good that you saw a guy's head down. He's back in the Atalanta squad and he's firing again. And this is actually a big result for Atalanta, 3-0 victors with that draw against Arsenal. Atalanta definitely hoping to at least make the playoffs. Who knows, potentially they're on 4 points out of 2 games, that's not too bad. Win their next game, who knows, they could potentially make a push for the top 8, but we'll see. Shakhtar though, yeah, not good. I think their chance of going in the playoffs, not looking great, Right, next up we had quite a big shock actually. We had Benfica 4, Atleti 0. I predicted it would be a draw 1-1. I did not expect this 4-0 victory from Benfica. I mean, wow. Bruno Lage's Benfica are cooking. They are cooking. 4-0 winners against Atleti. Absolutely unreal stuff from Benfica. They beat Red Star in their first game as well. Around 6 points in their first 2 games. This is absolutely unbelievable. I thought Atleti, you don't really see Atleti get swept like this. So, I wasn't expecting. I thought this is a tough place to go, Benfica away, but I was not expecting Atleti to get smacked up 4-0. Benfica, huge credit to them. Huge credit to them beating Atleti like this, but this is a damaging result for Atletico Madrid. Really damaging. They've been okay to start the season in La Liga, but they've not been amazing. Actually, their defence has been pretty decent. This season, but that's been completely undone here. And after getting a draw in the Madrid derby on the weekend, losing 4-0 away, that's really bad. And I mean, they did luckily win their game against Leipzig, so it's not all panic stations, but it's not great. Whereas Benfica, again, kind of similar to Atalanta. I mean, they're on 6 points from 2 games. Who knows? They might be a bit of a dark horse to sneak into that top 8 at this point. And they do look like a real problem. For any side going to Benfica away is going to be a tough one. Next up, we have again a massive shock. Lille 1, Real Madrid 0. I predicted Madrid win 2-0. I was heavily wrong there. So, just in general, I did really bad this week, only 15 points. But anyways, Lille, Real Madrid. What a result for Lille. A superb result from Lille. One of their biggest wins in their history. Beating this Real Madrid side is absolutely unbelievable. And, I mean, Madrid had chances. They definitely had chances, but it wasn't like Madrid battered Lille and, Lille just smash and grabbed them. They got a penalty, which was definitely a penalty. It was a handball by Camavinga. Jonathan David, amazing penalty. And then they defended resolute, tight. Audible came on for Madrid and caused a lot of problems, but the goalie Lucas Chevalier was really solid when called upon, and Lille held on for an absolutely fantastic victory. And maybe, I mean, they did lose their first game against Sporting, but maybe, who knows, they might be able to do something this season, might be able to get into that playoff round. Certainly with a win like this, they stand a good chance. So huge credit to Lille. Absolutely amazing. I mean, from a Real Madrid perspective though, this is a pretty bad result. It's pretty disastrous. Losing to Lille as Real Madrid, it's simply unacceptable really. I know they had injuries, no Mbappe, but still they should be able to get the job done. They had chances in this game. Endrick had a great chance, couldn't pull it away. They had a couple, Odegaard had some, didn't put their chance away. Rudiger had one as well, and they were punished. Really poor from Real Madrid after dropping points on the weekend in the Madrid derby. Now losing to Lille. Yeah, this isn't great. And this is a huge setback because this was one of their easier games, Madrid. So they didn't have a great performance versus Stuttgart as well. Cracks are appearing in this Real Madrid side right now. Things are not flowing, and now they're dropping points as well. So this is a little bit worrying if you're a Madrid fan right now. But huge credit to Lille there. Right, let's go ahead and look at the other games now then. So, Red Bull Salzburg 0, Brest 4. Another massive shock here. Brest winning away from home at Salzburg 4-0. I'm not sure anybody had this on the cards. Brest, their first away game in the Champions League, and they win 4-0. I mean, Brest, what a time they're having in the Champions League. Nobody would have expected them to do well, but that's 2 wins from 2 now. Absolutely smoked Salzburg in their home. They actually have a decent chance now of making the playoffs. So, really well done from them. I mean, I will say it was a big smash and grab. Like, Salzburg absolutely battered them, particularly in the first half. Salzburg battered them, and then they, hit them on the counters and scored. But they were clinical on the counter. Really well played. And yeah, Salzburg, this might be them done. They look like they could be heading out. They got smacked by Slavia Prague in their last Champions League game, and now slapped at home by Brest. Even though, as I said, they had enough chances to at least draw this game. Losing in this manner is not good. 2 games where you kind of expected to win, and Pep Blinders, I mean, yeah, the Liverpool assistant manager not having a great time over in Salzburg. But yeah, amazing stuff from Brest, who potentially could be qualifying. Salzburg, though, an absolute disaster. Next up, we have another mental game. Dortmund 7, Celtic 1. Yeah, mental. A first half hat-trick by Karim Adeyemi. And yeah, Dortmund, I mean, I thought this game was actually going to be a close game. I thought there'll be goals, but I didn't expect, Dortmund to absolutely thrash Celtic like this. And I mean, what a result for Dortmund. They haven't been in their best of form under Nuri Sahin this season. Results have been a bit up and down, but this is a great confidence booster and just relieve a bit of pressure on Dortmund for now. They've actually started in the Champions League really well now. Smashed Brugge 3-0, 7-1 here. They've got a pretty nice Champions League draw, if I remember correctly as well. So Dortmund are looking really strong to make that top 8 right now. And I mean, Karim Adeyemi, by the way, this is one of the best hat-tricks I've seen in a while. I mean, all 3 goals were just some absolutely belters. Like, the 3 goals, the finishes he had on those were absolutely superb. And yeah, credit to him. Sergio Girassi also with a really nice goal. His second goal was so good. Little skill, absolutely done. Dominant display by Dortmund. But Celtic gifted them this. I mean, firstly, 2 penalties they gave away. Then for the first Karim Adeyemi goal, I think it is, give the ball away. One of the other Karim Adeyemi goals, Schmeichel gets beat at the near post. The other Karim Adeyemi goal, Maeda loses the ball in his own half, in his box. Felix Lemaitre goal, playing out from a back and concede. Sergio Girassi 1, defender gets too easily caught. Literally every single goal is preventable from a Celtic perspective. It's absolutely abysmal defending from Celtic. And they started the season well, a great win in the opener, but this has just brought them back down to reality. And yeah, maybe Celtic were not really as good as we thought, but what a result for Dortmund. Next up, PSV Sporting 1. Yeah, Sporting a bit of a smash and grab by them to snatch a point here at PSV. PSV were dominant, absolutely dominant. Shirley Shelton with a banger, by the way, an absolute banger. But then Daniel Bragagna also with a really nice finish at the end to level it up. PSV, I mean, they had chance after chance after chance, and they just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net to find the second one. And you always sort of felt like they're not going to get that goal. Sporting are going to get a chance. Sporting are going to get a chance, and they got that chance and they took it. Heartbreaking for PSV. Really, really 2 points dropped here. Big result for Sporting though. Going away to PSV is tough. I mean, Luke de Jong got to score one of the best goals where he like flicked it up over his head, and then all he has to do is just place it, and he misses. Johan Bakayoko literally went round to keep as an open goal and missed, went wide. Like literally, PSV, the amount of chances these guys had was unbelievable. Unbelievable. And considering we lost to Juve, this was a game at home, they were kind of hoping they could win, but drawing this is very disappointing. I mean, the performance was good, but the draw is poor. Sporting though won their first game, get a draw here. That's pretty good, and they'll be hoping, you know, they can do something and at least get in the playoffs. But yeah, PSV are going to be really frustrated with that one. Next up, Slovan Bratislava 0, Manchester City 4. Yeah, pretty routine. I think everyone was sort of expecting a result like this. Not really going to talk on it too much. City absolutely dominant. I mean, Slovan Bratislava went close to scoring early on, but that was really it. Erling Haaland managed to get a goal. Gundogan got his first goal back at Manchester City. James McAtee with a nice finish. Jeremy Doku played really well, but his end product was a bit of a problem. Yeah, as I said, everyone sort of expected this. Back to winning ways in the Champions League for Manchester City. Standard victory. Slovan Bratislava, I mean, yeah, after you got smacked by Celtic 5-1, I think everyone expected you to lose to Manchester City, but to be fair, at least you didn't lose like, you know, Zagreb like 9-2 or anything like that, so you kept the score down a little bit. Barcelona 5, Young Boys 0. Again, I think everyone was sort of expecting this one. Dominant display by Barca. I mean, you know, Young Boys held out for a little bit, but then Barca just absolutely dominant. Inigo Martinez also scored. Angle and Assisi was really good from set pieces. Barca looked really good there. Lewandowski with a brace. Lewandowski just keeps scoring in a Barca shirt this season. That's been absolutely superb. Same with Rafinha, also got another goal in this game. Yeah, pretty routine victory. Pretty comfortable victory for Barcelona. No issues here. And a much needed one after their loss to Monaco in the first game week. Young Boys. Yeah, I mean, the less said about them, the better. The less said about them, the better. Next up, Leverkusen 1, AC Milan 0. Got some Victor Boniface, and yeah, this was a really good win and a dominant display by Leverkusen. They were by far the better team in this game. I thought, you know, Leverkusen created a lot of chances, particularly first half. I'm not sure how it was 0-0 at half time because Leverkusen had so many chances but just couldn't put them away. And they eventually got the goal. A really nice goal as well. Grimaldo with a lovely little back heel. Boniface tapped it in. But yeah, Leverkusen did really well. They sort of sat back a little bit, and Milan, you know, just sort of grew into the game, had a couple chances towards the end of the game, but overall, Leverkusen were definitely the better side, definitely deserved the victory. That's 2 wins out of 2 now for Leverkusen. They'll be hoping they can get in the top 8. Definitely have a good chance. Milan, though, that's 2 L's out of 2. They could be in some trouble. They could be in trouble. I mean, they have faced 2 really good teams, so let's see how they do against those smaller opposition. But right now, things are not looking good for Milan in terms of their qualification hopes. Next up, the next game. We done that. Girona Feyenoord. This was a banger. This was an absolute banger. 3-2, 5 goals, 2 own goals, a disallowed goal, and 2 penalties, both just the most unluckiest team in the Champions League, or is there something in this where their defenders and goalkeepers are just so error prone? I don't know. But yeah, I mean, as I said, both teams had a penalty, both keepers saved both penalties. Donny van der Beek got a goal disallowed and then scored straight after. It was absolutely mental game. But a big victory for Feyenoord, a big victory for Feyenoord. Yeah, but to be honest, I don't think either of these two are going to qualify for the playoff round. Maybe they could, maybe one of them could, but I do think both of them probably not. So, this game doesn't really mean too much, but I think Feyenoord picking up the victory is huge. Girona going to be disappointed. This is their first Champions League game at home in, ever. And they couldn't get the victory, which was disappointing, but they put up a good fight. It was a great game to watch, so yeah, fair play. The next game. Right, this is matchday 1. Let's scroll down a bit. Done that. Liverpool 2, Bologna 0. Yeah, pretty standard victory for Liverpool in this one. Mo Salah with a really nice goal. Alexis McAllister also on the score sheet. Comfortable win for Liverpool, clean sheet as well. And yeah, it was pretty needed victory for Liverpool too, considering they have some harder games coming up in the Champions League. Leipzig, Real Madrid, Leverkusen, etc. So to kick off with 2 wins from 2 is really solid. It was a game they obviously expected to win at home to Bologna, but they got the job done. First Champions League game at Anfield for Arne Slot, and he ends it off with a victory, another clean sheet as well. This defence has just been amazing. I think they've only they conceded 1 against Forest, 1 against Milan, and I think 1 versus West Ham in the Carabao Cup. I think that's it, I think. But that's 3 goals conceded in all competitions so far. Arne Slot just brings such a control, and that defence is just superb now. But Bologna, from their perspective, gave it a good go. I think they'll be pretty happy with this, to be honest. It was a game they were really never going to get anything from Anfield away. So, one of those where dust yourself off, move on to the next one, see if you can get points elsewhere. But they put in a good shift, so fair play to them. Right, next game. The next game is an absolute banger, an absolute classic. RB Leipzig 2, Juventus 3. Absolutely mental. I mean, this is one of the best European results for Juve in years, honestly years. I mean, so it started off with an absolute banger of a goal by Benjamin Sesko, a great ball by Lewis Abenda, an amazing finish by Benjamin Sesko. Vlahovic then levelled up with an equally well taken goal, and then the game descends into chaos because Digla Gordo gets sent off for a handball, their goalkeeper gets sent off Juve, and then literally from that free kick they shoot, it's a handball and it's a penalty, and Leipzig score. Leipzig are now 2-1 up, Juve are now 10 men down. You're like, oh my god, in this matter of minutes it's just completely collapsed for Juve. But yeah, after that though, incredible from Juve to fight back Vlahovic, and then Francisco Conceição with an amazing goal, absolutely amazing skill, and the limbs were insane. Takes off his shirt, runs over Thiago Motta running down the touchline, everyone's going ballistic. Yeah, the limbs were unbelievable, and rightfully so, because what a victory. 2-1 down in the 65th minute with 10 men away from home in the Champions League. I don't think many teams come back from that, so this is huge for Juve, and maybe this can be a bit of a catalyst for them this season, because they've slowed down, particularly in terms of goal scoring in the league this year. But now they've scored 3 goals in the manner they've done it as well. Potentially they can really kick on, and that's 2 wins from 2 as well. Beating PSV and Leipzig, both solid teams. Juve could be in a good position to get into that top 8. We'll have to wait and see. But Leipzig, I mean, that's completely unacceptable. 2-1 now where they should have at least, at the bare minimum, got 1 point from those 2 games, but they've collapsed them both. And yeah, really, really disappointing for Leipzig. Next up, we have Sturm Graz 0, Club Brugge 1, goals from Christos Solis. Yeah, I think it's similar to Schalke Feyenoord 1. I think these 2 teams, with respect, are 2 teams who are probably not going to make the playoffs, but will be in and there around that area. At least Club Brugge will. But this is a particularly good win for Club Brugge after losing their first game. Both teams lost their first game. Club Brugge lost to Dortmund, Stuttgart lost to Brest. So it was a big game for both of them to try and get their first points on the board, but Stuttgart lost. Then that's probably them done, to be honest. If you can't beat Club Brugge and Brest, the opening 2, you're probably not going to qualify. Whereas Club Brugge, I mean, this gives them a good chance. Winning this game, big result for them. Looks like they controlled the game and deserve a victory, so well done to them. Right, next up we have an absolutely crazy game. Aston Villa 1, Bayern Munich 0. Aston Villa with one of their best results in years. A special night at Villa Park, beating Bayern Munich 1-0. Jean Duran, that kid does it again. You see, the thing is, he's scoring these goals off the bench, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool, but you're scoring them against Leicester, West Ham, alright, fine. But when you're coming off the bench when it's 0-0 against Bayern Munich, and you're scoring the winning goal, and the way he took it as well was a hard finish, and he took it so well. Yeah, I've got to give you praise and say, you're the real deal. You are the real deal. Fair play, John Duran. Absolutely brilliant. Ice in his veins. And what a result for Villa. What a result. But really, this man here is the hero. Dibu. Emi Martinez was incredible. The amount of saves he pulled off were unreal, and right at the death as well. Pulls off an unbelievable save. All night he was pulling off save after save. And the thing is with Emi Martinez is, he's not had the best of starts this season. And he's one of those keepers where, over the course of the season, he's okay, but there's probably quite a few other keepers you would probably take over him in terms of their consistency. However, in a big game, a one-off big game, there's not many keepers in world football take above him than Emi Martinez. Because he just rises to the occasions in those big games, those big moments. He relishes it. He absolutely loves it. And in this game he did as well. Pulled off some incredible saves, kept Villa in the game, and then John Duran with the goal. Absolutely superb performance by Villa. Unai Emery, a masterclass yet again, beating Bayern Munich yet again. Pretty sure he beat them with Villarreal in the Champions League a couple years ago. Unai Emery is just a superb manager when it comes to, European Cup competitions. He's absolutely brilliant, and amazing victory for Villa. And you know what? That's 2 wins from 2. Villa on 6 points. That's arguably their hardest game played as well. Who knows? Villa potentially could sneak into that top 8. We'll have to wait and see. But what a victory for Villa, and what a night for Aston Villa fans. From a Bayern perspective though, yeah, that's not really acceptable. That's not really acceptable to be losing away to Aston Villa. It's not good enough from a Bayern perspective. And I mean, they were so wasteful. They created quite a few decent chances, and while I did praise Emi Martinez, the finishing for Bayern Munich in this game was really poor. Absolutely awful. Vincent Kompany got a bit of a lesson in terms of, the Champions League, in terms of coming up against Unai Emery. Struggled a little bit. They created some chances, but overall wasn't good enough in this game to win it. I thought the team selection was really odd as well. No Jamal Musiala, Gnabry playing. Sane coming off the bench did absolutely nothing. Subs in general were pretty poor. Dyer Upamecano as well. Oh my god, this guy in big games is just absolutely horrific. He probably should have got sent off for the way he pulled down on Watkins, the way he was getting turned on those counter-attacks was abysmal. But yeah, Bayern Munich not good for them, and a bit of a reality check for Bayern and company that, you know, they can't just steamroll their way past every single team, and maybe this is a bit of a wake-up call for them. Right, the final game we have here is Dinamo Zagreb 2, Monaco 2. Actually an amazing game. It was a really, really good game, packed with a lot of entertainment. Dinamo were 2-0 up, but Monaco at the death 90th minute penalty level it up to make it 2-2. A great, great comeback for Monaco. And this is big actually for them because, you know, after that win against Barcelona, if they had lost this, then it's sort of just erased all of that good they got against Barca. And I mean, ideally they would have liked to win this game because 2 wins from 2, they're in a great position. Because they were 2-0 down, I think they'll definitely take a 2-2 draw. 4 points from 2 games is really good. And by the way, this game, if you've seen it, the pitch was absolutely waterlogged. It was mad. So much rain and wetness on the pitch, which added to the spectacle to be fair. Dinamo though, yeah, I honestly I think this might be them done in terms of qualification. Firstly losing 9-2 in the way they did, and now this 2-0 up and then collapsing like this. If you can't beat Monaco when you're 2-0 up at home, I don't think you have much hope of qualifying, to be honest. I don't know what on earth their goalkeeper was doing as well for that Salisu goal. Yeah, just really, really poor from Dinamo, who absolutely chucked this away. Right, before we go, we'll take a little look at this standing so far. So, we have 7 teams on 2 wins from 2, 6 points out. Those are Juve, Villa, Liverpool, Leverkusen, Benfica, Brest and Dortmund. And then, how many teams do we have on 0 points? We have 7 teams on 0 points from 2 games. Those being Leipzig, Girona, Stuttgart, Milan, Red Star, Salzburg, Slovan Bratislava and Young Boys. But there we go. That is the Champions League review of Matchday 2. Let me know your thoughts on any of the games. And if you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like. Consider subscribing. And I'll see you